Thank you, Dale.
Good. Anything else from the club?
The only other thing I could talk about is I know there's been discussion about WISHA, which is the Washington State Hospital Association, letter to the governor before the economic stimulus package was sent, and talked about 5 hospitals in our in the state that was under, as they use the word, imminent closure. I have sent and talked with all our legislative folks. Never had once have I used those terms. I have used, and I will continue to use, these are dire financial times. And there's a little bit of difference to me between imminent closure and dire financial times. But I didn't mind that they did that, to be honest with you. And it probably was maybe a little bit political risk for me to do that. But the reality is I want to be first in front of the line to get funding. And if this makes this the issue, that we are perceived as incredibly in dire financial straits, and I could get funding and be first in line before anyone else, before the Peace Health, the Providence, the Skagits, I'll do it. This hospital will survive. It will continue to provide the comfort and the community's care, caring for our communities. But at the same time, this is financial struggles for us. And I want to be upfront and I want to be very transparent. But I also want to make sure that the governor, the legislative folks, whether state or federal, knows that the predicament Whitby Health is in. So we are not going to close. There's a lot of things that the government has done, from everything from we could get an advance on our Medicare payment for 6 months, FEMA, if we give accurate projections, whatever they mean by accurate, will pay us 50% up front. So we've also have a line of credit that's working on. So we're going to have sources of funds, but those are all advances or loans, and not so much as you've lost a lot of money, folks. You're putting a lot of money in. Here's a replenishment, which is what most rural hospitals are looking for.
Ron, John here. What's on the screen that everybody's looking at and reading is for immediate release. Whitby Health Foundation answers a call to COVID-19 response. And Ken, this is due to Ken Lesher calling me early this morning. This is where the community is connected. And Ken said, John, and I said, I got it. I put it on a slide. Everybody's looking at it right now for maybe addressing what you're bringing up here. So that's on the wire. The other thing.
Hold on, John. I'm sorry to
yeah.
interrupt you, but Kathy had a quick question. Kathy or Jim, did you have a quick question for Ron real quick?
Yes, it was not a question. It was just a comment. Let's not forget that when this is over, the staff can be thanked in many different ways, including food. So sometimes we have to delay those thanks for some reasons, but let's not forget them when we all move back into our normal routines, and we can come back and thank them.
Amen.
Thanks, Kathy.
Yeah.
Thank you, John, for the interruption there. Sorry.
Oh, you bet. No, it's a dialogue here. The second one, Bruce, if you could take everybody through here and bring Ron up to speed. He probably is, but on what you've led actually, and with Brad.
Well, as you know, the 4 clubs got together, had the 4 presidents and a few other people together, along with Brad. And last Friday we met, and Jack Eng, who owns China City, and he's has recently married and is a Chinese national. But he's been dealing with companies in China for a long time. He had a source to get non-N95 masks at about 35 cents a piece, plus about 60 cents of shipping a piece. So we got together, each club pledged $2,000. We've received checks from all of the other 3 clubs. It's so the money's there. Then on Friday, Brad was on and announced kind of preliminarily that the district was allocating $60,000 from their funds because they weren't going to be doing some things this year or put it off because of the virus, and that each area, in this case, Area L or the would-be Island 4 clubs, had received or could apply for $5,000. So that was on Friday. On Sunday, he met with all the 12 area AGs and announced it. That was at 2 o'clock, if I remember, and or 11, maybe it was 11. And by 2 o'clock, we had our application in. And by 4 o'clock, you could see on your thing there on Sunday afternoon, Malcolm Kennedy, who's coordinating this, granted us the $5,000. So we now have $5,000 from the district to go along with the $8,000 from the clubs. 4,000 masks should arrive this week to be given to the hospital, and another 8,500 should be arriving next week. So that's 12,500 masks that should be going to Whitby General within the next 2 weeks.
That is, yeah, that is amazing to me. You are saving lives. I'm serious about that. That's how contagious this darn thing is, and you are helping to save a lot of lives here, especially, and a lot of angst that our staff is really going through when they enter these rooms, and feeling very uncomfortable, but yet they want to give that passionate care, and they're going to do it, but they're risking not only their lives but their families and their parents who are maybe elderly, or we have spouses who have diabetes or other comorbidities that they're worried about. This is a protection that will protect our staff. So thank you very, very much.
And that's an absolute incredible price that nobody is seeing. So that is
no one
incredible.
No. Well, the last time I looked, we were paying $260 a mask.
Well, these are non-N95 masks. These are just regular ones. But the thing is, to allow you to use N95 for what you want. Now, this is just the first phase, and we're hoping that I can get other clubs involved around the area, as well as more on the island here. And the more we buy, the lower the price goes, not only for the mask, but for the shipping. So right now, the cost per mask is about $1 because we have to pay almost 60 cents a piece for shipping. So it is a little more expensive than 35, but if we can, the more we buy, the shipping goes down and the cost per down. And it looks like we can maybe buy 50 or 100,000 of them if we need to. We just have to figure out ways to pay for them, you know. So.
Hey, Ron, this is George. This is George Henney call. I just wanted to let you know that at least on South Whitby, what we are doing to help is to prioritize big gig installs for teleworkers and telehealth, particularly anybody in the essential services categories. So if you have people that you can help to work from home and help, diagnose remotely or whatever, would you give me a call and I will do whatever I can to help in any way I can for you.
I appreciate that. Right now we have 78 employees working from home. You know Jeff. I would reach out to Jeff. He's been trying to manage that.
Sure.
We sent him home about a little over a week ago.
Right.
And so if you could reach out to Jeff, that'd be great.
Okay, we're here for you, buddy.
I appreciate it, George.
Wow.
Thank you, Ron. Ron, so maybe a third point would be, and I know we talk about emails or letters, is there anything such as if we made a big banner and we said Rotary Club loves you or something like that, and we went and plastered it up in front? I mean, something even visible. Just a thought of,
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think that would win the hearts of our employees. I mean, they are tirelessly, we're all tired. And today was the first day where I think I walked around there was an exhaustion in some of their feelings because,
Yeah.
you get motivated, you get pumped up, we could tackle this, we could tackle this. This is going to last longer and longer. And the longer it lasts,
Yeah.
the more tiring it becomes. So
Yeah.
that little pump of a high five like that would be much welcome.
Okay. We'll figure out something. Thank you, Ron. Anything else you want to add or anything anybody on the membership wants to talk about here in this regard?
Hashtag would be strong.
Yeah.
That's a good
Amen.
one.
Well, thank you all. I appreciate it.
God bless you, Ron.
And Ron, as of right now, August is still your beautiful farm to table, and it'll be extra special for you if we can have it. Okay.
That would be wonderful. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay,
I'll
sweetheart.
supply the beer.
There you go.
Love you,
If it's
Ron.
not drunk already. Come on, I see that.
Thank you, Ron, for your time. I
Hey.
think everybody agrees.
Okay. Thanks, Ron.
Thank
Anything
you.
you need, give me or anyone a call, okay? And you got it.
Will do.
All right,
All
my
right.
friend. God bless you.
All right.
I hate to do this, but I'm gonna go make my rounds, see how
Yeah.
the staff is
Please do.
doing. Then I'm gonna go home, hopefully.
Thank you for spending your precious time with us.
Thank you,
Okay.
Ron.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
Okay, brother.
See you later,
Bye-bye.
Ron.
Bye-bye.
Okay, dokie. It's real, isn't it? Right? And this is what he's talking about, social distancing, flatten the curve. And that's exactly what we're doing. And this is really sobering. Significant. 1 week ago, we didn't have anything to talk much about that, but it's real. And with one of our members, the work that Nick and others are doing as well, it's incredible. Let's plow through here. Molly, would you like to, I know we went through some of this on the board, but let's go through it again if you could.
Sure. Yeah, I wanted to thank everyone in the club for your support in reallocating some of the funding that had been targeted for local projects in December. Many of those projects had not yet gotten up and running. And it was confirmed that most of those have come to a screeching halt with this outbreak that has occurred. So the project committee convened and proposed Whidbey Island Nourishes, Good Cheer, and Helping Hand of South Whidbey might be some of the food and shelter providers locally who would be really at the forefront of helping people whose businesses are affected or employment are affected. So we successfully reallocated about $18,500 from the December projects allocation and another 22 something or other from the spring projects to total $40,000 that we have now gotten out into the community to help support food and shelter needs through these three organizations. John contacted each of the executive directors directly, and I think it's safe to say all three of them were not only shocked but overjoyed with the contribution that our club has shown to those organizations. And we've been working very closely with Gwen on getting some media publicity around the donation here. We're hoping that the Rotary Club's donation to these communities might spark some of the spark other people in the community to make similar contributions. So again, I really appreciate, I mean, there was really no hesitation within the club to reallocate these funds and to get the money out in the community where it's immediately needed. We have been working with, several of us have been working with Tracy around fundraising initiatives, which she may have a chance to talk with about later, but we are aware that we are spending funds that don't have a very clear sort of a re-up, if you will, in the very near future. However, we did keep about $25,000 back so that we can figure out how we might, other organizations that we might want to support or other needs that may come up. during this fiscal year. So we spent about 2/3 of it in this initial allocation. And again, thanks to everyone for your support in doing this.
Thank you, Molly. Any questions?
I have a question. This is Mary.
Yep.
I know you have 25,000 left to allocate. Would it be behoove us to say that if we could raise 25,000, we would match the 25,000 so it could turn into 50,000? Is that a possibility?
It's a great idea, and I think, yeah, I would hand that question off to our fundraising folks, but I know that they are thinking creatively about where do we go from here and how can we enhance the leverage that we already have in the community. So thank you for that suggestion.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I also have a quick thought, and that is we have some members of our club that are right now that are hanging strong, and we bless them every day, but they may not be in the near future. So if some of these funds go out, we do have a slush fund for dues and for as a part of membership for people who need it. So we might want to consider allocating some of the funds into that too. So there's some ways to keep our group strong as well as keep the community strong. That might be something to think about. Just throwing that out there.
Good point. Thank you. Anything else? Okay, we'll move on. Membership, Sharon. Give us a little update if you like.
Oh, Sharon, you're muted, Sharon. Hold on, Sharon. There she goes. She's unmuted. All right, Sharon, can we hear you now?
Okay.
There she is.
Thank you, Gwen.
You're welcome.
I've lost Morgan. She has moved to Des Moines with her husband, Rich, both a member and associate. They are going to be a lot closer to family and be very helpful to them in the months and years ahead. In terms of replacing Susan, we have Charles Lafone, who has expressed interest in membership, and he is going to do sort of a mini pre-classification or get to know me kind of video, which he sent to me today. I forwarded it to Gwen, and I don't think she's had time to look at it. So
No.
at any rate, we are going to do something new in terms of membership. We're going to bring someone new in with Zoom so that all of you can see and learn more about our next new member. So that is my report, and thank you very much.
Hey, Charles. Thank you, Charles.
Is Charles on?
Yes, he is, but he's not unmuting himself.
Yes.
Oh, can you unmute him and he can say hi?
There he is. There he is.
Sorry, I didn't realize that was my cue to take center stage.
Well, you can always say hello, my darling. Please do.
Hello, my darling. Yeah, I'm very pleased to have sent a video. It's brief, but it just says a little bit about me. And you know, we're like everybody. We look a lot like an octopus putting on pantyhose. I mean, there's a lot going on really, really fast. Our clients at ISR our client needs have increased 95.5%.
Wow.
And, our calls to our clients are 150% longer each time when we call them. So people are not only looking for services, but also for pastoral care, kind caring. And our Meals on Wheels program is up 78%, and driving is up 56%. So we're all sort of like the hospital. We're just trying to care for the older citizens and disabled citizens on these islands, and they are full of a lot of them. And we're trying to keep people in their homes safe, observed, and fed. So it's been a busy season, but we're all doing our best.
Awesome.
Thank you, and welcome, Charles. Welcome. Youth Services, Ed and Billy.
Oh, you guys are so awesome. I got to find you now and unmute you, because there you are. William, you are
Yeah, we're here.
Ed. There you are, babe. Unmute yourself, Ed.
Ed, you want to lead off again on this?
There's Ed. There you go.
Okay.
What's for dinner, Ed?
Bring Chris in.
We're not getting any dinner tonight. We're saving our money.
The doghouse.
As many of you know, we've been working closely with a club of the South Whidbey Yacht Club, South Whidbey High School. It's called Key Club, and it's been for many years. It's been Kiwanis sponsored. They've pulled out of support for that particular club, and we've been having conversations about maybe joining forces. There are quite a number of details associated with something like that, i.e. the making sure that the school rules are followed very closely, making sure that Kiwanis and the Key Club are anxious in doing anything about their situation. And that's led to talks which we've had on a pretty regular basis while we gather more and more information about how to do this. This would constitute significant growth if we merged the two clubs, significant growth in youth for our club, and would give many of the students that are part of the Key Club an opportunity to continue on with their areas of interest and activity. Recently, we settled on a date, and that was this past Friday, and we did in fact get together with them and talk about some of the changes that would need to be made on both sides of the equation so that we can have a merged Interact Club, a Rotary Interact Club at the high school. And we're all enthusiastic about where that's going. Bill, who was a leader of this effort on Friday, I'd like to have him just give you an overview of their feelings about the opportunity. Bill?
I think the primary thing is that we had the leaders, the power players all together. We've already passed this past John, who is the president of, or president, the head of South Whidbey High School. He loves the idea, but when we got the two people who were responsible for the Key Club, Roy Newton and Kayla Phillips, who is head of the all of the clubs together, we had a set of notes when we went in, and we didn't even have to go through those. They went right down them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was an exact overlay. The nice thing was that it created a resource of probably two to three times as many kids as we have now, and they'll all be under Interact with different interest levels, and rest assured it will not be just aviation. Each kid is going to be polled on what are your passions, where do you want to go, what would you like to do in life, what's important to you. And Kayla is all over that. She's also the marketing teacher in the high school, which God bless her. She's got her hands around this thing so tight that she loves it. So mid-April is the closure date we hope for to get this thing all finalized, and probably the beginning of in the fall we'll be on the road. But the closure of the meeting was, we all looked at each other and said, well, as far as we're concerned in this room, and as long as the charters and all the higher ups and everything, all the paperwork is done, it's a done deal. So we're working with the right people, and I think that this sets us up for next year, just a perfect position to really do a lot for the community. Key Club particularly it's all about community effort. So I think there's going to be a lot of cross-fertilization of ideas. So questions and suggestions, welcome.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Ed. You're moving it right along. It's fantastic. A lot of hard work through the years and the latest months. Thank you.
Or Ed, Bill,
Yeah.
if you have, if you find out that you have interest in computer club or in robotics or any of that STEM related stuff, David would be all over that with you.
Absolutely. Let's talk further about that because robotics is one of the things we've talked about. And computers, we've already talked to the director, well, engineering, but the plan in the beginning was to get into things like that. So yes, we should talk further. That would be the next step.
He's got time.
Okay, we'll do it. Thanks, Janice.
Thank you. And Jane, any update on vocational?
Not vocational since we are socially distancing, so we can't go to people's places of business, that type thing. But I do just want to report on vocational scholarships. We have 8 inquiries. They've all had applications, but I haven't had any of them return those applications. And working with Gwen to get that notice out again on Drew's list, which we had a lot of response from there, and working with my committee here pretty soon. So that's where we're at with the vocational scholarships.
Super, thank you. And Gwen, public image, maybe a summary or?
I was going to say, I'll still be doing PSAs because those people are liking those PSAs. I spent this week teaching everybody Zoom. Way to go. And just there's a lot of ideas coming up, but we're already late. So just look for me bugging your mailbox very soon. And check out our YouTube channel because if you don't see them here on Facebook, you'll see them up on YouTube. And yeah, enjoy. It'll be fun. There's lots of stuff going out.
Super,
and
Gwen.
Marion, if you're still on there, I interviewed your son the other day and his podcast comes out on April 1st. And he did a really good job.
Kept it a secret from me. Now I know. Secret's out.
Sorry, George. I hope I didn't blow that one for you.
It's okay. She'll listen to it.
Gwen,
Gwen, great job on the Zoom stuff.
Oh, thank you, hon.
How many podcasts have you done now?
We're on our 2nd season, but we're running late, boss.
Right.
Your executive Zoom producer is telling you to move along.
I know. I'm getting goose here. Okay, Tracy, TI.
TI? See, okay. I taught you eyes all how to unmute yourselves.
I'm unmuted.
There you are. Good job.
Unmuted.
I'm unmuted. So the Derby and the garage sale are on hold as of right now. I am still working on black tie blue jeans. That is 4 months away if we can overcome everything we're going through right now. I am going to be researching some online fundraising and kind of go from there. I'm trying my hardest with what we got right now. So that's about it.
Super duper. And Hank, Kathy, update on bylaws, please.
Everyone should have received a copy of the revised bylaws that were approved by the board for your review over the 10-day period that our bylaws require. And we'll be calling for a vote from the membership at a future meeting. It'll be online, so be prepared. And if you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, in the meantime, please send them to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. And again, million thank yous to you and your team over the period of time here. Jim, any update on treasurer?
Only that my announcement or my happy thought last week about the new laptop up and running and was easy to do.
Nice.
It wasn't easy to do, but now after spending about half a day last Tuesday, it is now up and running just fine. So no problem.
Gotcha. Okay.
Good work, Jim.
Thanks.
So I'm going to stop share so everybody can see each other. And I remember when
Oh,
About
we
3
lost
years
Larry.
about 3 years ago, can you read that? It says
Yeah.
hero. I think, yeah, it looks backwards to me, but about 3 years ago when I came to the club for the first time and you were in China City and there and made a presentation. I was working with Bill and Eddie at the time, and we were doing some KW with kids. And I was given this book, and I want to read one in here. There's many in here, and it pertains to all of us as well as the first responders. What we do today, right now, will have an accumulated effect on all our tomorrows. So my thank you to each of you. Our hearts are off for Ron and his staff and everyone that's really doing God's work under these effectively wartime circumstances, as they're being called. So would anybody like to add anything? I know we've gone a little long, but
I would
do.
like.
I do.
Okay, go ahead. I just, as soon as Tracy's done,
Okay.
I need everybody to smile and wave so I can get a picture.
Okay, I just want to know how many watching this, how many of us have touched our faces in this 1 hour?
Oh my, yeah.
So difficult not to do that.
I know.
So
Safe,
difficult.
everyone.
Hey, I do want to point out, I think this meeting has gone really, really well.
Yay.
I think it's been a great
Thanks, Ned.
experience in the
Yeah.
last hour. This is cool.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How many people are wearing their pins? I'm going to.
Oh.
Kathy, I have them all down, Kathy.
I have a Rotary flag behind me. Does that count?
There's a Rotary flag behind Nick. I mean,
Stop, Doug, stop.
We have another dog.
Another dog.
I'm not wearing my pins.
Look, Mom has a Rotary halo. That
There you go.
there you go.
All right.
I drank Ron's beer, but there's a lot more where he's going to get some. Maybe
right.
we drop off 6-pack of beer at the hospital. I don't know.
On the count of 3, I want you guys to either give me the most distinguished or undistinguished face you possibly can. And we will get everybody.
That's dangerous.
I know. What the heck? Keep it clean or don't. I don't care.
All right.
Ready?
Hey, Mom.
1, 2, 3. Oh. Who shared the screen? Okay, somebody just shared their screen and now screwed that up. Could you please not share your screens?
You did that.
Okay, yes. I don't know who did that, but they are such on my poo-poo list. All ready? 1, 2, 3. Ready? And done. Oh my God, whoever shared their screen is so grounded. I'm gonna 4-way test you people.
Hey, I had a question for Tracy.
Sure.
Which one?
Hey, for the auction,
Yeah.
Tracy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got a friend that's got 2 mules they wanted to donate for the auction or the garage sale. So yeah, just wondering where they can deliver them.
My house, please.
I'm glad it was Tracy with an eye.
John, you better ring the bell. This is gonna get ugly fast.
What's the date of the auction?
All of this.
Ready?
Ready?
I'm ready.
Thank you.
Good night,
all.
everyone.
All right. God
Congratulations.
bless everybody. Safe.
Thanks
Stay
for bringing
safe,
us
stay
together.
healthy.
You
All
guys
right,
did a
you
good
guys.
job.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Take care. Welcome
Same time,
aboard.
same place next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Bye, everybody. Drop. Everybody's dropping. Doing great. Bravo, Rotary Club of Woodby Westside. You have officially Zoomed. And with 25 participants on our very first call, not bad. I think we did great. So just a quick reminder to say next week you'll be dialing in on that same number, same link, easy as pie. Just click it next Monday at 5 o'clock and we'll all Zoom again. So until we meet again via the World Wide Web, have a wonderful week and I'll Zoom you later. Bye-bye.